Hey guys, it's Una, and today I want to tell you how to get in shape, lose weight when you have zero extra time, when you actually find that you don't actually have the motivation to do it, and if you find that you get crazy cravings for I was going to say the good stuff, the bad stuff. So, but before I get to, and also if you have any questions about my 28-day transformation challenge, I'm going to be answering those as well. So hang on to those and I'm going to tell you about that. But first, the deal is, if you're watching this and you're interested in this, I'm suspecting that you've probably had this intention before. Like you've probably tried to lose weight before. I mean, you know that losing weight is the #1 New Year's resolution, right? Here's what you might not know. Guess what? Most people ditch their New Year's resolutions within 1 week. 1 week, and they're done their New Year's resolution. And what also you might not know, the further statistic, is that most people make the same New Year's resolution 10 freaking times, okay? So I don't know if that's you, but I will tell you that I think is most people. Most people have tried to lose weight and they've maybe done it like, I don't know, 10 times. So if that is you, I just want to say it's not your fault. It's really not your fault, okay? I'm gonna tell you how to do this easier, without the extra time, without the motivation, and even if you got cravings, okay? And listen, if you have tried to do this a million times and you felt like, wait a second, maybe the protein bar companies and the gyms and everything, like maybe they actually they want to keep me fat, okay? And I'm not gonna get all like friggin' X-Files conspiracy theorist on you, but you maybe wouldn't be too far from the truth. Because listen, the gym whole business model is about people not using it. Straight up, like about 60 to 80% of people don't use their gym memberships. It's based on that, okay? So, I mean, you wouldn't be wrong if you suspected that the whole system is kind of against you. It kind of is. And if you are here believing that you don't have the time, the motivation, and the willpower and everything like that to execute your dreams, then you've kind of been caught up in this system. And this is sort of what I want to break from you today, okay? So, actually, you know what? It's a funny story. I just have notes here because there's a couple of things I want to say. A funny story about the gyms and everything not wanting you to succeed. I met this woman at a conference and I introduced myself and said what I do. And she said, oh, actually, I just joined this great new program. It costs $400 and for every pound that I lose, they take off $1 or something. And I was like, really? So if you succeed, then they lose? They are invested in you not succeeding? And she was like, oh, I never thought of it that way, right? But a lot of the industry is like that. So I just want to say this is not your fault if that's kind of what's happening. Okay, so something I wanted to say here. What I want to do in this live is I want to help two kinds of people. I'm going to help those beginners who feel like this is all so scary and that they're never going to succeed. And I want to help people who have been through this weight loss roller coaster 10 times, set the same New Year's resolution 10 times, and I want to show you that you can absolutely do this, okay? It's not that hard. And now, I know that some of you guys are looking at me and being like, well, it's not hard for you, you're skinny or whatever. But I just want to tell you a little bit about my background, okay? This wasn't always my state. And I'm not going to say, like, I've never been obese or faced the kind of discrimination that obese people face or the physical problems. But I was, definitely chubbier than I wanted to be for most of my life. Like, whenever I went to a store, I would always go right to the back of the rack and hope that they had a size that was big enough for me. All my boyfriends were always skinnier and smaller than I was. I never got to feel like that dainty little girl. I lived in fear of having to do something physical in front of my peers because I was always in the worst shape, right? So I hated pictures of myself, hated looking at myself in the mirror. Every time I'd see a picture, I'd be like, that's not me, that can't be me, right? None of the clothes I liked fit. So, and I would come home and I would immediately take off my clothes and put my pajamas on because my clothes were always just like a little uncomfortable. So, I get it. And I want to say that right now, my reality is so different. And guys, it feels so good. I want that for you. My reality right now is that I get up like I've been shot out of a cannon. That's what my husband says. And I like easily slip into clothes that I love. And I have tons of energy for my day. I kind of really like taking pictures of myself. Like I got my selfie face like down. It looks like this. Do you like it? Okay, so I like pictures. I like bathing suit shopping, like I love bathing suit shopping. This is a reality that I never could have imagined before my whole life, when I always felt like a little not like myself. My body didn't feel like myself, okay? So I want to tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. This is totally possible. And it's not because I did some crazy new product that I'm going to try and sell you on. It's because I got better habits. And I know you're like, habits? That's so boring. I can't believe she's going to talk about habits. Let me convince you that habits are like sexy as all hell, okay? Let me show you something about how awesome habits can be. So this is my client, Rebecca. Okay, dude, this time last year, my lovely client Rebecca was listening to me go on and on and on about my 28-day transformation challenge, and she was trying to decide whether or not to do it, okay? This is her in December, and this is her holding the 65 pounds of rice that she has lost in 2017. Her life is completely different because she took that plunge, all right? Habits, okay? If you're on a diet, it doesn't last. Diets have a less than 1% chance of lasting for a year. Habits, when you change your habits, this kind of stuff happens. And best, it just keeps on happening, okay? Now, before I get into all that, let me talk about the essential problems that I know you guys have. Whenever I ask people, tell me what's going on. Why are you having so much trouble? Why are you struggling? Everyone's gonna say, I don't have the time. Okay, let me tell you something. And this is a little bit of tough love off the top. You don't need more time. You really don't. You need better habits. And let me explain that for a second. For one, time is the great equalizer. You have as much time as I do in your day. We all have 24 hours. I got 24 hours, you got 24 hours, Beyonce has 24 hours, okay? We all got 24 hours in the day. And now I'm not gonna be a big jerk and tell you to like spend less time on social media and more time exercising. That's not the point that I'm getting to, okay? I'll give you an example about the time thing. I was talking to my friend Laura, and she said to me like, oh, I'm really trying to like, get fit and eat healthy, and I've been doing really well. But the other day I came home, long day, it was a crazy day, and I just threw a pizza in the oven. I just didn't have time to make a healthy meal. And I was like, oh. And I didn't say anything because that would have been mean, but I kind of internally called her on it, because really, a pizza in the oven, that's gonna take, I don't know, like 5 minutes to preheat, then another 20 minutes to cook, right? Whereas if you're making like an omelet with a handful of spinach chucked in, that takes, 3 minutes. So it's not that Laura didn't have the time for a healthy choice, it's that she didn't have that motivation, discipline, and willpower. She didn't have the habit, right, to execute the healthy choice, because she didn't have the willpower to stick to her healthy program. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not that you need more time, it's that you need different habits. And cultivating those habits takes a little bit of practice. So let me give you another example. A lot of people say, I don't have the time, and what they mean is that I don't have the time to do all the exercise that's gonna burn off the calories in order to lose weight, right? Because we all know, and this is true, that in order to see a reduction of body fat, you need to have a caloric deficit. So people are like, right, if I gotta have a caloric deficit, I'm gonna bust my butt exercising for at least an hour a day, super intense, right? No, please don't do that. Please don't do that. I have so many clients who come to me with their knees shot because they've been trying to outrun their calories for years. Dudes, it doesn't work. It is so much more time efficient to not eat those calories in the first place. You see what I'm saying? It takes less time. And so, for example, if you were to go to a restaurant and you were gonna have a side, they always say like fries or salad, right? And you're like, oh, go on then with the fries, I'm gonna be naughty today or whatever, right? You chose the fries, it would take like so many hours going ham. Ham is like hard as a mother in the gym to work off those calories. It is so much more time efficient to just choose the salad in the first place, right? But you need that habit. It's not about time, dudes, it's about habits. Is this making sense to you? I hope so. So here's another thing. Let me just make sure I hit all the stuff about time. Yes, okay, I did. All right, now getting on to motivation. All right, so this is the thing. So some people are like, okay, yeah, if I choose a salad over the fries, then I need less time. Got it, but I just don't have the motivation to stick to it. All right, again, I'm gonna say you don't need more motivation. You need better habits. Let me give you an example about this. The other day, I said to my son Otis, I was like, Otis, honey, go brush your teeth. And he went, oh, again, I just did it yesterday. And I kind of laughed, right? Because that's ridiculous. Who thinks of like needing motivation to brush their teeth, right? Like who's like, all right, I'm pumped, it's teeth brushing time, I'm super pumped, I want to do it, get me at the brush, right? Like, no. We don't think like that. We just think like, we don't even think about it, right? You just do it. You don't need motivation to brush your teeth. You just do it. It's just a habit. Do you see what I'm saying? And so it's not that you need more motivation, because motivation, discipline, willpower, these things are finite. You could be all pumped up, motivation, discipline, and willpower, and I'm sure you've been there. If you were watching this, you've been there. You got super pumped for a thing, whatever thing, the new diet, like, you know, my grandmother is a serial dieter, and I never see her more happy and pumped up than when she starts that new diet. And that'll last for, I don't know, what, a week? Maybe 2 weeks? Most people say 2 to 3 weeks is what they can sustain. They get super pumped. And then as soon as something comes at you, something like life, something weird comes at you, it goes, because you don't have the energetic resources to hang on to that new motivation, willpower, right? As soon as something else takes your attention, your kid gets sick, heavy project at work, it all falls to shit, right? You don't need more motivation. You just need habits. That's what I'm saying. Cravings. Let's talk about cravings. Now, cravings, this is your body. And this is when people are like, oh, my body's really craving chocolate right now, it must mean that I need chocolate. This is what it means. If your body is craving something. So cravings is our body's response to usually stress or some kind of strong emotion, okay? So you've had a crazy day, or you've got your period, you're feeling down, it's, something happened, and you are like, ooh, I want chocolate, I want something yummy, right? So then, that is your body responding to stress. And this is a conditioned response that is like old, but in the old days, stress meant that, we are being chased by a tiger, or there's a famine or something, so our body sends this cortisol, this rush of cortisol, making us want high energy, calorically dense foods, because our body thinks that we need that to outrun the tiger, to outlive the famine, that sort of stuff, right? It makes so much sense from an evolutionary perspective, but our bodies haven't caught up to the modern world in which calories are not scarce in our world, right? So and stress is not that we have to run from a tiger. Stress is that our boss was a dick to us at work. And no matter how many Indian food buffets we eat, it's not going to make it better. Do you see what I'm saying? So the cravings, everyone gets those cravings. But some people respond to those cravings differently in the habit loop. So you get your craving, right? That is your trigger. Everyone gets them. Everyone gets them. We get stressed and we're like, we get this cravings, right? And then there is the behavior. Either you feed it with chocolate or you don't. If you feed it with chocolate, then you're going to get that reward of all of those yummy physiological responses to sugar, salt, and fat, okay? And every time you do that, you are reinforcing that loop and making it stronger. But if you don't, if you interrupt that loop, and that's what we do in my program, we interrupt that loop and therefore we weaken it, okay? If you practice that, then that craving gets less and less and less. And by the end of the 28 days, you're not gonna have those cravings. Literally, I am telling you, those cravings are gonna be gone, okay? You don't have to like sit your teeth and grit your way through it. They're gone, okay? So I hope this stuff is making sense, and I hope that you're listening to this and you're kind of thinking like, now you can understand why, A, it is not your fault that you haven't been able to lose weight so far. It is not your fault. And I hope you can understand why it's been so hard for you. And I also hope you understand that this is absolutely possible for you, no matter how little time you have, no matter how little motivation you have, and no matter how bad your cravings are. Let me show you some examples. All right, so I showed you Rebecca with her 65 pounds. Okay, this is Joe, all right? Joe had done that weight loss roller coaster almost his whole life, up and down, did the low carb thing, did the whatever, like all this stuff. And he would have initial success and then it would come back on. So this is Joe a year later after doing my program. And it was the habits that he gained during this 28 days together that has led to this year-long transformation. All right? So it's not about what happens in the 28 days. 28 days creates habits that last for life. So the pictures I'm showing you, they're specifically from a year because it's a less than 1% chance of keeping your weight off for a year. So I'm showing you that we are busting those statistics all over the place. So that's Joe. Let me show you another one. This is Holly. Now Holly, this is her a year apart again after she did my 28-day challenge. Holly had a hell of a year. A horrible, horrible, hard year. And you know, when you're doing a diet and then the shit hits the fan, your diet is gone, right? As soon as something happens, you're like, okay, I can't deal with my diet right now because I've got a serious thing that I have to deal with, okay? But when you have habits, they sustain you when the shit hits the fan. They sustain you. And that's how this comes to be forever. Okay? Because stuff happens, dudes. When sometimes I get people who are like, I'd love to do your challenge, but I've got like, you know, a really heavy thing at work, or, you know, I've got this situation or whatever. And I'm like, that's when you do it. That's when you do it. Because you need to practice these habits right when you're in the thick of it. That's when it's good. All right? So I hope that this has helped somewhat. I want to go over some of the frequently asked questions for my transformation challenge. So today, what are people asking me today? Most of the questions I get are whether I can accommodate for people who have specific intolerances and specific, body things. And the answer is absolutely yes. I mean, dudes, that is what you're paying for. That's what I want you to ask me. I am on call 24/7 to support you in your transformation for 28 days. So if your knee is hurting when you do jump squats, I want to know about it. I want you to tag me in the Facebook group and say, hey, my knee hurts, what else can I do? And I will tell you, for you, what else are some options for you, all right? If you can't, eat a certain food, we do give a whole bunch of different swaps. But we also have a nutrition expert, again, on call 24/7 to help you. So if you have questions, your questions are going to get answered like that. I absolutely promise you that. The other thing that people often answer is like, okay, seriously, it's the time thing. Like, do I have time for this? And then my answer is that I made this for people who have no time. I know you have no time. I have no time. We all are so short on time. And I designed this to save you time. There are so many people who said, I loved doing this because it is all laid out for you. You don't have to think about what you're cooking tonight and figure it out and open your fridge and be like, okay, I got a cauliflower and so like, no, it's just all there. All you have to do every day, there's like a checklist. You just check, check, check. Stuff happens, your body gets better, you feel amazing. All right? I give you the grocery list. I give you a weekly, daily meal prep checklist. It is all done for you, okay? So I want this to be so easy for you. And because I've done this for 2 years now with every group, we get a little bit better, you know? If there's a way we can make it more efficient, more easy for you, we do that. So this is gonna save you time. That's with the meal prep. With the exercises, something that's totally new about this one is that I have shortened the workouts 28 minutes, and they are me doing them live on video with you. So as you're doing it, I'm there telling you different modifications. I'm showing you exactly how to do it. You can follow along with me. If you don't like following along video, that's totally cool too. I've got beautiful PDFs for you. You can take it to the gym or wherever you are. All right. What else? Family friendly. Okay. This is an area close to my heart too because I've got 2 kids and I don't really want to make, there's their mess. See the evidence that I've got 2 kids. I don't want to make 2 meals. I don't want any of my time-strapped people making 2 meals. Hell no, that is not sustainable. So what we do is we give kid hacks. So for example, if we were eating like tacos out of some like lettuce thing or something like that, then we'll have kid hack, buy taco shells for your kids. For example, if we are doing some like, zucchini noodles, then we'll say, kid hack, get some pasta for your kids, but the same sauce. So it's like super easy for everyone to eat the same thing. And I am telling you, a lot of Transformers have been super, super surprised by how much their kids actually love this stuff. Like people are writing me saying, oh my God, thank you, my kids are eating vegetables because this food is so good. It is so good. What else? What are some other questions we got? You know what, I'm gonna check and see if you guys have questions. Do you see any there, Dill?
No, there's a couple people that had some comments. No questions yet.
I can't see myself. All right, so yeah, there's comments, not questions. If you have any questions, let me know. Other questions people have, what if they are traveling or if they can't start right on Monday? Okay, you have lifetime access to all of the challenge materials. So if you can't start exactly on Monday, that's okay. You can catch up with us and you've always got everything that you need. Or if you're traveling for, say, my advice would honestly be, if you're traveling for more than a week of the 28 days that start on Monday, then I would suggest maybe hold off and join us again when we do it in the summer, okay? But if you're traveling for a week, then I would say that I've had many transformers that travel for a week of their transformation and they still do awesome, like awesome. And we give you dining out guides. So if you've got events, if you know you're not going to be at home for a bit, we tell you what to eat at the restaurant. So you were really never left without a plan. We got you, like we really got you. I'm trying to think of other questions that we get. Again, if you have any, let me know. No, we're good for now. Okay, so if you have any other questions about anything, please let me know. I would absolutely love to help you get the kind of habits that are gonna put you out of this possible 10-year spiral of making the same New Year's resolution 10 years in a row. It doesn't have to happen anymore. This can stop now. And you know, all those people I showed you, they all have one thing in common. They're a pretty diverse group, actually. I have people from, I have Diane, who just self-described as an obese, middle-aged, sedentary woman with diabetes, who actually lives in Gander, Newfoundland, and can't even access fresh food most of the time. I have her, and then I have Juan from New Mexico, who asked me if I sold t-shirts. And when I asked him why, he said, because I've been a triple XL my whole life, and I want my first XL to be yours, right? And in between them, I've got Dave in Vancouver, who's super excited that he's now fast at hockey again. So I've got amazing diversity in my clients. And although, businesses say you should niche, my niche is people who want to create good habits.
Got some questions here.
Tell me questions.
Is the menu designed for a family of 4?
Okay, great question. So the menu as it's designed is that it's for a single serving for breakfast and lunch, and dinner is a double serving, but you often need the next serving for lunch the next day. We eat leftovers the next day, often for lunch. So what I suggest is if you do have a family of 4, you're gonna quadruple the guide, okay? So definitely do that. Don't double the dinner because you're gonna get screwed out of your leftovers.
Got a tough question. How would you do a cocktail party, for example?
Yeah, I love that question. So booze-wise, we recommend that you limit booze to our cheat meals. So I didn't mention this. So this is another thing. People are like, I don't know if I can go a full month without booze and my burgers or whatever. You so don't have to, and I really don't expect you to. So we have a cheat meal every week, which is sort of like whatever you want. I recommend that you either don't do the booze or you limit to 2 servings maximum. And it's a cheat meal. I just want to be clear about that. It's a meal. When you sit down, it happens. When you stand up, it's over. It's not a cheap evening or weekend or whatever. But if you do have a cocktail party, make that your cheat meal, would be my first thing. My second thing is that you can get a little spritzer kind of whatever and a piece of lime. It looks like a cocktail, so no one's gonna call you on it.
Or tequila.
Well, tequila would be for your cheat meal. I'm just saying, if you don't want to make it your cheat meal, then you go for your soda water and lime, and then avoid the snacks or go for veggies.
Are there snacks included in the menu that might be suitable for social or entertaining?
Nice, that's a great question. We have actually a snack guide because a lot of people are telling me that the snacks is one of their biggest challenges. So in this transformation, which is our first time offering this, we're doing a full snack guide that's going to have over 20 different snacks that you can have that are totally challenge approved and that are awesome and will kind of help you get through those moments. And do we have an entertaining guide? We do have an entertaining guide. I don't know if it was specifically included in this, but if it's something you want, email me and let me know.
That's all the questions for now.
Any other questions for now? No? Okay, so I'll just let you know, we start on Monday. There is a wicked bonus that expires tonight though. So I believe it's tonight, it might be tomorrow night, but you want this. It's my Flat Belly Strong Core program. And this is a question that comes up a lot for new moms. So this Flat Belly Strong Core program is specifically because a lot of people say that their belly is their kind of least favorite area. And so this is dealing with issues, just to be clear, you cannot spot reduce. We can't choose where the fat comes off, but we can deal with strengthening the muscles underneath your fat and making it appear smaller because the muscles are stronger and more contracted. We can also help with bloating This is a big thing. So in the Flat Belly Strong Core program, we deal with the nutrition. It's going to help decrease the bloat around your belly. If you got that kind of 5 months pregnant look, that really helps. And we're also going to help you build the core musculature that kind of cinches in the waist like a corset. And it's friendly. I've got a whole section for new moms. So if you are a new mom, I'm going to tell you how to adapt the nutrition for your nursing so that your milk doesn't dry up. And I'm also going to tell you how you can do safe and really effective core training post-pregnancy. And I'm a pre and postnatal specialist and a mom, so this is an area that's close to my heart. So that's a bonus that you want. Even if you are not a new mom, the Flat Belly Strong Core bonus, it's like a whole different program that I offer, but I'm including it in this one. So you definitely want that. If this is something you are interested in, you want to get it in the next couple, I think it's tonight. Yeah. No other questions? Okay, well then that's it. If you have any questions at all, reach out to me. And just as a final reminder, you don't need more time, you don't need more motivation. You can handle the cravings and you can do this. All right, bye.